What's up you guys, my name is Oscar, and I realized that while I primarily talk about personal finance and even made a whole video going over what impacts your credit score, I never made a video talking about the best credit cards for teenagers or beginners in general. And you really want to stick around for this because your credit score will be the determining factor for many things such as a lease, an auto loan, a mortgage, smashing the like button for YouTube algorithm, or even financing the new iPhone 12 at 40% interest. I wish I was joking about that last one. But if you just take a few minutes to set yourself up and learn about your credit score, you could end up saving yourself thousands of dollars in the future that you would have otherwise been paying in interest. Because I don't want you guys to pay more money than you really have to. So with that said guys, let's start the video right now. But before I go over the credit card, I just want to go over one thing. If you are hesitant about getting a credit card as soon as you turn 18, because you grew up with the stigma that credit cards are inherently bad for you, that just isn't true. I grew up the same way. My parents were worried about me getting my first credit card because they had bad experiences with credit cards in the past. And if you have trouble controlling your finances or have a spending problem, then yes, credit cards are the last thing you want. Even my sister has had a really hard time with credit cards, and now she just stays away from them entirely because she is worried that she would revert back to the same spending habits that got her in that situation to begin with. But if you have no problems maintaining your finances and keeping your spending habits in check, then you would be highly unlikely to all of a sudden lose that discipline just because you got a credit card. So now I'm sure many of you are wondering what credit card I'm talking about, and that would be the Discover It secured card. And I believe that this card is the best for beginners for 5 reasons. First off, it is very easy to apply for and you can do it off your phone or computer in just a matter of minutes. Second would be the fact that while most secured credit cards out there do not offer you any sort of benefits for using the card, Discover actually offers you cash back on every single purchase you make. Does Bank of America offer anything? Nope. Capital One? Nope. Citi? Nope. Are you starting to see a pattern? Discover offers 2% cash back on gas stations and restaurants, and 1% cash back on everything else. Kinda. That's because Discover is currently offering a Cashback Match, meaning that they will double whatever cashback you earn within the first year with no limits. So instead of earning 2% and 1% respectively, you would actually be earning 4% at gas stations and restaurants and 2% on everything else within the first year, which is really good, especially since every other bank out there is offering you nothing. Reason number 3 is that Discover will not charge you an annual fee each and every year just to keep the card open. This is very important because ideally you should plan to keep your first couple credit cards open for as long as possible because they will be the backbone of your credit score and your credit history. Even if you end up not needing the card later on down the line, you should still keep it open and remember to use it every couple months just to keep the history intact. Now, probably the most important feature on this card is that they also offer zero fraud liability. These days, there are many different ways for people to steal your card information. And the unfortunate reality is that credit card fraud is the most common type of identity theft out there, accounting for 41% of all cases. That is why I cannot stress the importance of this enough. Because if someone goes out and spends $200 on your credit card, you do not want to be held responsible for that. That is why any credit card you get or even think about getting should offer this. And luckily, the Discover It secured card does. And another neat feature that most credit cards offer, not just this one, is being able to monitor your credit score using your phone. They send you updates every single month about where your credit score currently is and what has changed. But now let's get into the main caveat, the security deposit. Now for those of you who aren't aware, a secured credit card requires that you put down a deposit whenever you open the accounts, and whatever deposit you give them, they will give you back a credit limit of that same amount. So if you give them a deposit of $200, then you will receive a credit limit of $200. Now I know that nobody wants to hand over their money just to get a credit card, but when you have no credit history, it is very difficult to get one that doesn't require it. Because think of it this way. If you were the bank, would you want to let someone borrow $200 or more when that same person has no history of being able to pay anyone back? Now, this deposit is fully refundable once you prove to the bank that you are a safe borrower, but until then, they will hold onto that security deposit and keep it as collateral. So if you run off and spend the $200 limit they gave you and never pay it back, then they will use your deposit to pay it off. But once you prove to them that you're a responsible borrower, then they will give you back your full deposit and most likely increase your credit limit as well. So how this works with Discover is that they require a minimum deposit of $200 and they will give it back to you in as soon as 8 months. Now, I know that's what they say on their website, but in fact, I actually got my deposit back after only 6 months. But your time may vary. And I know I didn't go into what makes up your credit score, but that's because I already made a whole video on it, which I will link in the description and up here. But anyways guys, that wraps it up for this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and comment. Let me know if you're thinking about getting this card or anything else you'd like to see me make a video on. And lastly, if you guys want 4 free stocks, make sure to sign up for Webull using the link in the description below. So with that said guys, thank you all for watching and I will see you all next week with another video.